Good afternoon, and welcome to Eastern Kentucky University's Spring 2013 Commencement Exercises. In this ceremony, we honor degree candidates in the College of Arts and Sciences, as well as the College of Business and Technology and the College of Education. Please rise for the presentation of the national colors and remain standing and join Dr. Joyce Wolfe, accompanied by Dr. Richard Crosby on the keyboards in the singing of our national anthem. And please remain standing as the university singers, under the direction of Dr. Richard Waters, perform My Old Kentucky Home.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Well, good afternoon. I'm Craig Turner, Chair of the Eastern Kentucky University Board of Regents. Graduates, there are many exciting and pivotal milestones in your life. I believe you will find that your college graduation is one of the most important. Your successful completion of a college degree exemplifies a dedication and commitment to continued learning and a desire to excel in your chosen field. It provides a foundation for a lifetime of achievement and success. As a fellow EKU graduate, may I join your friends and your family to say how proud we are of what you have already accomplished, and a very bright future awaits you. Today, I have the privilege to honor President Charles Douglas Whitlock. It is the storybook ending to the great American dream. A hometown boy studies hard, works tirelessly, and climbs the ladder of success for 40 years. He ultimately becomes the president of his beloved university. Doug attended elementary and high school here in Richmond. He proudly came to EKU, served as the editor of the campus newspaper, and earned an undergraduate and master's degree in 1965 and 1966. He later added his doctoral degree from the University of Kentucky. He joined Eastern in 1968 as the director of publications and subsequently went on to serve in several administrative, teaching, and leadership roles. Throughout a very distinguished career that spans 6 decades, he's had the unique privilege of serving 5 of the other 10 presidents of this great university. Then in 2007, Doug was inducted to become the university's 11th president. Under his leadership as president, numerous honors have come to this university. These include a ranking by Forbes magazine among the top 10% of America's best colleges for the past 5 years, 2 national #1 rankings in the Best for Vets survey by Military Times Edge magazine, and many more. Also during his tenure, the campus has added a science building, Center for the Arts, the Knoll Studio for Academic Creativity, the Center for Renewable and Alternative Fuel Technologies, and the first 3 doctoral degree programs in the university's history. Just last week, in honor of his commitment to student success, the Board of Regents changed the name from the Student Success Building to the Charles Douglas Whitlock Building, a richly deserved tribute. On behalf of the Eastern Kentucky University Board of Regents, its faculty and staff, it's my privilege and honor to bestow upon Charles Douglas Whitlock the title of President Emeritus of Eastern Kentucky University. I'm pleased to present this framed resolution that documents just some of the reasons why he has earned this distinction. Doug, thank you for all you have done, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. I'm honored and humbled by the board's actions, and must say that the opportunity that I've had for the last 6 years has been very professionally and personally fulfilling. Parents, families, and friends, members of the Board of Regents, distinguished guests, faculty, and staff, thank you for joining us today to celebrate with our spring graduates this milestone in their lives. In our 3 ceremonies today, we are collectively conferring 1,806 baccalaureate degrees, 479 master's degrees, 106 associate, 10 specialist, and 6 doctoral degrees for a total of 2,407. Our graduates this afternoon include many who've achieved academic distinction. We're proud of all of those who are graduating with honors, but we will recognize at this time 3 groups in particular. Would all those who are graduating this afternoon from our nationally prominent honors program as honors scholars please stand and be recognized? Now, would all those who are graduating summa cum laude with a 3.9 GPA or higher please stand that we might honor you? And now, would all those graduates who are members of EKU's highest multidisciplinary honor society, Phi Kappa Phi, please stand? Again, congratulations not only to those 3 groups, but to all those who are graduating with honors this afternoon. Throughout her 107-year history, Eastern Kentucky University has been known as a school of opportunity, and we've always been proud of that distinction. I want now to acknowledge the many first-generation graduates who are earning a degree. This means that neither their parents nor anyone in an earlier generation of their family was a college graduate. Will all the candidates for degrees who are the first generation in their families to earn a college diploma please stand? Commencement is also a time to recognize the many others who've contributed to the success of these candidates with resources, encouragement, occasional tough love, always tender love, and understanding. I ask the following to stand as you're presented and to remain standing so that we may welcome and honor you as a group. Will the parents of the candidates for graduation please stand? Will the spouses of the candidates please stand? Will the grandparents of the candidates please stand? And will the children and other family members of the candidates please stand? And lastly, but certainly not least, will the remarkable faculty and staff who've instructed and served these candidates please stand? Now, degree candidates, please join me in showing your appreciation for these very important people in your lives with a generous round of applause. We have some special guests here on the platform, members of our Board of Regents who have joined us this afternoon. Will each regent please stand when presented and remain standing? Craig Turner, Chair of the Board from Lexington. Ernie House, Vice Chair of the Board from London. Gary Abney from Richmond. Faculty Regent Dr. Amy Thiem from Berea. Staff Regent and Secretary for the Board, Stephen Fulkerson from Richmond, and Student Regent Madeline Street from Richmond, who is graduating in this ceremony. Congratulations, Madeline. Please join me in greeting these members of our board. One of the true hallmarks of Eastern Kentucky University is our commitment to teaching excellence. We are indeed blessed with many outstanding faculty members, talented educators who are dedicated to the success of our students. We're seeing the fruits of their efforts here today. The EKU Foundation Professorship is the highest university award an EKU faculty member can receive. A foundation professor is recognized as having achieved a truly outstanding performance in the three primary roles of a faculty member: teaching, service, and scholarship. Our EKU Foundation professor for 2013-15, Dr. Alan Engel, has succeeded in all those roles. Dr. Engel. Almost 30% of our graduates are transfer students, and many have come to us from Kentucky's excellent system of community and technical colleges. We are continually partnering with these fine institutions to meet the educational needs of Kentuckians, and we thank them for sending us such outstanding students. Our graduates this afternoon include some who have come to us from more than 10 different community and technical colleges. We're honored any time that representatives from our partner institutions can join us. I would like to recognize at this time Dr. Wheeler Conover, representing Southeast Community and Technical College, and Larry Kelly, representing Elizabethtown Community and Technical College. Thank you very much. Dr. Claire Good, our Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, will now introduce our student speaker.
Each semester, a member of the graduating class is selected for the honor of presenting a student commencement address. This afternoon, that honor belongs to Allison Marie Miller of Clarksville, Tennessee, who's graduating magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in forensic science. Sharing in Allison's special day today are her parents, Jerry Miller and Susan Miller, her brother, Brad Miller, her paternal grandmother, Sarah Wolford, and her fiance, Jeremy Kilburn. I know they are proud of Allison as we are. It is my pleasure and privilege now to introduce the student speaker for this afternoon's commencement program, Allison Miller.
Good afternoon, President Whitlock, members of the Board of Regents, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, family and friends, and my fellow students. It is such a privilege and great honor to stand before you today representing the graduating class of 2013 for the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm humbled to be able to speak about this significant event in our lives, graduation. For some of us, we are the first generation in our family to graduate college. For others, we are carrying on a long line of tradition, and still others fall somewhere in between. Regardless of your past, what I want to focus on today is the fact that we have all been brought together by this great institution. At some point or another, each of us developed an interest in EKU. I found myself drawn to EKU more than 4 years ago because I was attracted to its nationally recognized forensic science program. Once I visited campus, my decision was made. This is where I wanted to be. While at EKU, I have worked with state-of-the-art equipment in the laboratory and received a thorough education in the classroom. My professors have worked hard to connect me with 2 different internship positions and countless hours of relevant experience. Just like many of my fellow graduates, I've spent plenty of time, plenty of money, and plenty of energy on EKU. However, I already have more in return. Looking back, some of the most important lessons were taught outside of a lecture hall. These lessons were learned as I traveled to Florida to volunteer at alumni events, to New Orleans to rebuild houses for Katrina victims, and to Walt Disney World to run the Disney Princess Half Marathon in support of starting a women's leadership scholarship on campus. I have found some of my best friends, experienced things that others can only dream of, and learned more in the past 4 years than I ever could have imagined. I came out ahead on this business transaction. However, my story only scratches the surface. Many of you have similar accounts of community service and involvement with an organization on campus, plus experience in your area of study. Today, my fellow graduates and I join a network of more than 135,000 Eastern Kentucky University alumni. We will be leaving this campus to further chase our dreams and follow in the footsteps of those who have gone before us, paving the way. The network we are joining is overflowing with stories of success, but I am certain that the class of 2013 will write more than a few of its own. The opportunities are truly endless. Fellow graduates, be prepared for your life to be dramatically changed. Each of us took the first leap of faith when we decided to pursue an education at EKU, and now it is time for us to take the next step. Whether you realize it or not, Eastern has been working on you for these past 4 years. Her faculty has been teaching you, her staff has been encouraging you, and her legacy has been inspiring you. You too came out ahead. Crossing the stage and receiving your diploma is the culmination of all of your hard work during your time here, and I know I speak for everyone when I say I could not be more excited. In closing, I would like to share the words of John Adams, the second President of the United States. He once said, "There are two types of education. One should teach us how to make a living, and the other how to live." How lucky are we to have received both of these for the price of one. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2013.
Thank you, Allison. I have the distinct privilege of recognizing the recipient of the President's Outstanding Senior Award for 2013. Each academic college, the Office of Student Affairs, and the International Alumni Association nominate individuals for this award. It is based on scholarship, leadership, and service to both campus and community. Each recipient receives a well-deserved plaque and a $1,000 stipend. We were richly blessed this year with some outstanding candidates, but none more richly deserving than Christina Hammond of Frankfurt, who has clearly excelled in the areas of scholarship, service, and leadership. Christina will be formally recognized at our 7:30 ceremony today. As an author, educator, and environmental activist, our keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient this afternoon continues to bring a fresh perspective to Appalachian culture, its people, and the issues that concern them. Surrounded by colorful storytellers, Silas House grew up in a trailer on the banks of Robinson Creek near the Laurel River in Lilly, Kentucky, population about 500. Today, thanks to his sharply drawn characters and realistic depictions of a culture that he knew well, but too often is stereotyped, he is recognized as one of America's leading young writers. His books include Clay's Quilt, A Parchment of Leaves, The Coal Tattoo, Eli the Good, and Same Sun Here. His works have appeared on the New York Times bestseller list, earned widespread critical acclaim, and resulted in numerous personal honors. Mr. House earned a baccalaureate degree in English from Eastern Kentucky University and served as a writer in residence here from 2004 to 2005. After 5 years at Lincoln Memorial University, he is now the director of the Loyal-Jones Appalachian Center at Berea College and on the fiction faculty of the MFA in Creative Writing program at Spalding University, where he received his master's degree. He also devotes considerable time to various environmental causes in his beloved Appalachia, particularly mountaintop renewal. We are delighted and honored that Mr. House could join us today to share his wisdom with our graduates. It gives me great pleasure now to present Silas House for the honorary degree Doctor of Letters. Mr. House and Provost Vice, would you please join me? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce Dr. Silas House, a celebrated son of Appalachian, Kentucky, whose skilled storytelling captures the essence of life in the region, one who melds his love of music with literature to communicate his passion for the environment, and a distinguished graduate of Eastern, who is a source of great pride for his alma mater. Please give a warm back-home welcome to one of our own, Dr. Silas House.
Thank you very much. I'm so honored to speak to you today here at my alma mater. I thank everyone who had a hand in asking me to come here today and for the great hospitality that I've received at Eastern today. I know that I'm no Michelle Obama, but they have made me feel just as welcomed as her, I believe. Before I begin, I hope you will indulge me for just a minute because I also want to thank Dr. Barbara Hussey, who had such an impact on me as a student here at Eastern. She, along with my 7th grade English teacher, Sandra Stidham, are absolutely the two teachers who had the biggest influence on me as a student. Both of them went beyond the call of duty. Both of them made me feel as if they cared about me as their student. Both of them were excited about learning, and that made me excited. I don't know, is Dr. Hussey here with us today? Can somebody point to her if she's here? I don't think she's here. Well, maybe somebody will tell her I talked about her and that I thank her so much for the impact she had on me while I was a student here at Eastern. As a professor at Berea College, I attend 2 commencements a year, so I know very well the mixture of excitement, relief, and sadness you are feeling today. I also know that you want to get your diplomas and you want to see your friends and family members get their diplomas. So I will only be speaking to you about 8 minutes so that we can get to the most important part of the day, commencing into the wide, wonderful world that awaits you. For the past years, you have been immersed in books and formulas. You've studied art and equations, issues, and philosophies. Hopefully your brain is full to the brim with all the knowledge you have gathered during your time here at Eastern. And by now I hope you realize that education is the key to everything. Education is power. There is no doubt that education offers the rungs on the ladder to success. So with that in mind, I want to talk to you about ways of thinking about education in different layers. And I want to give you a handful of charges that I'm asking you to do now that you are a college graduate. But first, I want you to know that I am the only college graduate in my family. As you've been told, I was raised in a small red and white trailer near the banks of the Laurel River in a little community called Robinson's Creek in southeastern Kentucky. I know what it is like to have been called trailer trash. I know what it's like to be judged based on where you're from and the way you talk. Even today, people assume they know everything about me because of where I'm from, how I was raised, because of my accent, an accent that most people attach to poverty and ignorance. Although I didn't know one single person besides my school teachers who had been to college, I never remember not having the desire to go myself. I always craved knowledge. I always craved more education. I still do. I try to learn something new every single day, whether it is how to perfect a recipe, or facts about an author's life, or tips for raising the perfect tomatoes. The people I grew up around did not have the chances that I had, and I would bet that a lot of you come from similar families. My grandfather had to leave school when he was in the 4th grade to help his family. He worked in the coal mines of eastern Kentucky for 30 years, and eventually he lost his leg during a roof collapse. After 6 months of a fidgety recuperation, he went right back into those deep mines, and he worked for 10 more years, wooden leg and all. I am proud to be a coal miner's grandson. My father was one of 9 children being raised by a single mother after her husband died. All of those kids had to work, and they worked like dogs all of their lives. Today, their bodies bear witness to the back-breaking work they did in the fields or in factories as waitresses and store clerks and plumbers. My father served in Vietnam and came back carrying the shrapnel and the scarred memories with him. Then he worked as a mechanic and a factory supervisor while pouring concrete on the side. I am proud to be a veteran's son, and I recognize all the veterans with us today. My mother was an orphan who relied on the generosity of her cousins to make herself the first person in her family to graduate high school. By the time she was out of school, her main objective was to make a home for herself. So she started working, and she never, ever stopped. She worked in the lunchroom of my elementary school, where she and the other women worked in greasy, hot, crowded conditions, but never lost their ability to laugh and to be good to the students, who lovingly referred to them as the lunch ladies. And I am awful proud to be a lunch lady's son. No one encouraged people in my family to go to college, and they were too busy keeping food on the table to even begin the process. I believe that I wanted to go to college so badly because I saw how hard they all worked. I wanted to honor them. I saw the way my father's feet had been gnarled and twisted by wading water for weeks in the rice fields of Vietnam. I saw the raw pink wrinkles on my mother's hands from working with bleach all day in the school cafeteria. I took note when they put aside savings for me to go to college, when they scrimped and saved so I could have whatever I wanted. When you leave here today, thank the people who have sacrificed so you could have more than they had, who worked the long hours, who encouraged you to get an education. I am charging you to tell them how much you appreciate them. A word of thanks will never, ever be wasted. And I ask you to put your time at college to use, not only by using that degree to get a job, but also to keep your mind open, to be accepting, to love others for exactly who they are. I charge you to obey the golden rule. This is the ethic of reciprocity and is the most essential basis for the modern concept of human rights. A key element of the golden rule is that a person attempting to live by this rule treats all people, not just members of his or her own in-group, with consideration. The golden rule has its roots in a wide range of world cultures and is a standard which different cultures use to resolve conflicts. Although it shows up in all major religions, it is the most basic rule for being a good person, regardless of any kind of belief or non-belief, and one that you should apply to every day of your life as you go out into the world. I charge you to be careful of judging others based on the assumptions you might have about them, based on their socioeconomic background, sexuality, ethnicity, politics, religion, anything that makes them different from you. Our world is so fractured at this moment, and I think that one thing that feeds so much of the hatred in the world is the current state of disrespect that people so freely spew to one another. While our new global and digital world has allowed us access to things we only dreamt of 20 years ago, the internet and the 24-hour news cycle have both divided us as much as they have united us. I'm so troubled when I go online and see people cursing one another in political arguments. I'm troubled when I see people openly berate women using profane pejoratives and justify it by saying that popular music does the same. I'm troubled when I see a culture that thinks gay bashing and rape and exploitation of the rural for their natural resources is acceptable. It's not. That's the world I see today. And we all have to be a part of changing that climate of disrespect. We must all be revolutionaries. Thank you. I ask you to be a guardian for others. I ask you not only to make sure that you respect everyone, but that you demand that others do the same. Do not stand by when others are treated unjustly. I charge you to leave this university and be the best person you can be. And I ask you to make sure that every morning when you wake, to think about the positivity you can put out into the world. You've not only learned facts and figures during these years at Eastern, you've also learned how to coexist with others. You've learned how to learn. So that is my final charge to you, to ask that you learn something new every day. I ask that you do not quit your education when you graduate today. You should take note that this ceremony has not been billed as a graduation, but as a commencement. Whereas graduation means a completion of studies, commencement means a beginning. Commencement is so much more appropriate to what this day is for you, because this is much more than the completion of studies. This is just the opposite in a way. It is the beginning, the true start of your truest learning when you go out into the world and not only apply what you have learned in books while here at Eastern, but most of all, what you have learned about the best part of yourself. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. House, for that remarkable message. Our Provost, Dr. Jana Weiss, will now proceed with the formal conferring of degrees on our candidates.
President Whitlock, the deans of the colleges will join me in presenting the candidates for the graduate and undergraduate degrees. Dean Jerry Pogachnik will present candidates for master's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences and from the College of Education.
Will the candidates for the following degrees please stand and remain standing? Specialist in Psychology, Master of Arts in Education, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Science. President Whitlock, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees and have been approved by the faculty. I present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
Dean John Wade will present candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please stand and remain standing? President Whitlock, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees and have been approved by the faculty. I present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
Dean Robert Rogal will present candidates from the College of Business and Technology.
Will candidates for degrees in the College of Business and Technology please stand and remain standing? President Whitlock, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees and have been approved by the faculty. I present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
Dean Bill Phillips will present candidates from the College of Education.
Will the candidates for the degree in the College of Education please stand and remain standing? President Whitlock, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees and have been approved by the faculty. I present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
President Whitlock, these candidates have met all the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by the faculty. The deans and I present them to you for the conferring of their degrees.
Candidates, the long-anticipated hour has come. You are here with family and loved ones looking on. The faculty and officers of the university are gathered in witness and testimony to your conduct and purpose. Therefore, by virtue of the authority granted me by the Board of Regents of Eastern Kentucky University, and with the faculty's recommendation, it is now my pleasure to confer upon each of you the appropriate degree, the requirements of which you have fulfilled, and do hereby vest each of you with the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree, your diploma confirmed and acknowledged by the Great Seal of the university. Please be seated. Will the honorary faculty advisors please escort the degree candidates to the stage? Mr. Rich Middleton will read the names of the graduates. This is both a solemn and joyous occasion. As names are called, I ask each of you to show the decorum the dignity of the occasion warrants. In this way, each graduate can receive the recognition he or she deserves. Thank you very much.
Master of Science, Ranthony Ashley Clark. Varun Chumani. Snehith Reddy Cheheri. Catherine Christine Applegate. Miranda N. Westbrook. Master of Public Administration, Travis J. White. Alexandria Danielle Levant. Keisha Bobby Nicole Lasley. Thomas Eugene Clark. Raymond Lee Arnold. Jamie Lynn Roberts. Master of Music, Chase Anthony Clark. James Edward Evans. Lynn Thomas Parks. Elijah Seth Pugh. Matthew Lloyd Spencer. Ari Rebecca May. Caleb Randall Dempsey Richardson. College of Arts and Sciences, Master of Arts, Gregory Allen Carroll. Avinash Rachera. Avinash Porisetti. Matthew Vincent Petrella. Kiran Kumar Narigatra. Caitlin Denise Mulliken. Willie Floyd McBride III. Crystal Dawn Lockard. Venkatram Kandra. Joshua Brent Jones. Harold G. Jones II. David W. Huang, Sarah Marie Hickam, Jeannie Nicole Grant, Sagan Brianna Goodpaster, Lauren Michelle Good, Lindsay Ray Gasprick Wilson, Susruth Reddy Gadnuthala, Ashley Hanks Dickerson, Tila Davis, Benjamin Wade Cundiff, Specialist in Psychology, Brennan Kyle Barnett, Jennifer Lynn Bowling, Rochelle Catherine Doomers, Savannah Nicole Harley, Mary Catherine Moore, Julie Ann Phillips, Carolyn Burke Tooth. How's it proper? Mary Virginia Walker, Allison D. Willis, Nicole K. Zimmerman, Curtis Anthony Williams, Erica D. West, Tina Dylam Wall, Sharet Vejenda, Gavin M. Spaeth, Joshua James Hager, Brett Donovan Smith, Zachariah Payne Sellers, Anna Catherine Rush, Morgan Page Bowling, Matthew Robert Bowling, Lee Isaac Underwood, Heather Elizabeth Campbell, Tiffany Denise Campbell, Hannah M. Nelson, Monica Renee Gambrill, Courtney James Rogers, magna cum laude, Brandy Ann Helton, Kristen Marie Tomko, summa cum laude, Jonathan Matthew Johnson, Mary Lenore Brown, David Lee Self II, Tyler Grant Young, magna cum laude, Nicole Shannon Browning, Megan Brooke Norton, Moses T.J. Henderson, Matthew Jordan Peters, Christina Ann Cummings, Sarah Ann Charlton, Carrie Marie Shelton, Lauren Victoria Cook, William Matthew Hicks, Michael James Lively, Jyoti Alexander, Kevin Brian Brian Willis, Lauren N. Falconer, Erica Lauren Shaw, Madeline Street, Yana Veronich, Jessica Ray Jones, Casey Brooke Burton, Heather Nicole Donnelly. Robin S. Petticord. Jamie Leanne Worley. Matthew Hockaday Adams. Ashton Marie Ross. Chastity Nicole Wingert. Crystal Gail Baker. Wesley Stephen Neal. Chadwick Alexander Leggett. Chelsea Taylor Brianna Cordial. Michelle Renee Harris. Emily Ruth Hensley. Rachel Lee Heisel. Donnell Britt Rainwater. Hannah Marie Trivett. Catherine Hack Slurnitzauer. Stephanie Brianne Wilson. Julie Gabrielle Parents. Sarah Cynthia Larcade. Kayla Brooke Benton. Cody Ryan Toller. Andrea Wanay Begley. Andrew Elton Yeast, cum laude. Laura Beth McFarland, cum laude. Dana Marie Garcia. Walter Daniel Lasinski, cum laude. Alyssa Allison Radford, summa cum laude. Kelsey Shea Weber, magna cum laude. Adam Loving Smythe, cum laude. Hayden Scott Griswold, cum laude. Caitlin Elaine Holtz. Alan Anthony Savilla III. Nathaniel Lee Back. Ariana Nigel Renfro. Scott Merwin Pointer. Kelly Deanne Standish. Amanda Jean Smith. James Milton Click IV. Clayton Zachary Harris. Matthew Emerson Pirilat. Amanda Janine Lamb. Roselle Gaballero Perkins. Cameron Morgan Tiller. Katie Renee DeBlock. Shelby Caitlin Powell. Mary J. Stanley. Jamie Michelle Deering. Matthew Carr McWhorter. Ariel Page Mueller. Catherine Elise Neff. Amberly Nicole Jarvis. Haley Vidal Shepard, magna cum laude. Andrew Gordon Brown, magna cum laude. Joseph Richard Fanella. Crystal Rose Bryson, summa cum laude. Mac Ethan Maynard, summa cum laude. Rhett Butler Ramsey, magna cum laude. Ashley Kristen Ricks, cum laude. Valerie Lynn Brandenburg. Emily Catherine Haberman. Naomi Marie Day. Sarah Catherine Mitchell, magna cum laude. Austin Daniel Taylor. Levi Gaskins Duncan. Jacob Tyler Lawrence. Andrew Ryan Russell. Taylor Scott Bishop. Christina Gay Barnett. Jennifer Marie Noel. Stephanie Lauren Dewhurst. Jeremy Adam Denny. Aaron Page Wallachek, magna cum laude. Kamala Danae Andralek, summa cum laude. Lauren Page Ingle. Andrew Paxton Fiegel. Carl Scotty Biggs. Aaron Lee Bottoms. Samantha Joe Mills. Matthew Tyler Lingle. Jeremy Wade Parton. Kimberly LaShawn Frazier. Michael Brandon Wilson. Daniel Elias Sloan. Lauren Elizabeth Woodley, magna cum laude. Lindsay Alexandra Joyce. Eric Jeffrey Stevenson. Tyler David Williamson. Joshua Lawrence Jones. Kendall Allen Coffey, cum laude. Sarah Marie Rosenquist, cum laude. Benjamin Michael Courtney, cum laude. Kenya Emerald Adair, summa cum laude. Emma Kate Turpin. Brian Welby Teeter. Matthew Ryan Manus. Justin Christopher McCargue. Bridget Lee White. Benny Edward Bridges III. Ray Alberto Gonzalez. Tia Ashton Brandenburg, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Kern, summa cum laude. Daniel Montgomery. Vivian Cassandra Arnold. Brittany Elise Estridge, cum laude. Kathleen Marie Dearson. Chadrick Gary Lee Gray. Reagan Adair Page, magna cum laude. Brittany Lynn Rawlings. Megan Joyce Estes. Morgan Olivia Lockard. John Michael Turner. James Ray Blankenship. Amelia Flora Jane Riddle. Justin Thomas Parsons. Allegra Luis Emmanuel. Glenn A. Smith. Anna Kate McFarland. Brigetta Ann Crawford. Ashley Elizabeth Sporing. Kristen Ann Williams. Hannah Ray Holland. Zachary Todd Morrison. Terry Cornell Masden Jr. Lauren Catherine Craycraft. Brittany Lynn Ford, summa cum laude. Amanda Marie Wilson. Denise Michael Richelle Lane. Sarah Caitlin Hazelmeyer, magna cum laude. Lauren Rachel Massey, cum laude. Derry Ross Pryor, cum laude. Ashley Paige Stearns, summa cum laude. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Ashley Stearns, or Ashley rather, has a special gift. Her staff regent, Austin Hoover, who is deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, has a very special message for Ashley today, if we'll focus on the video screen above.
Hello, my name is Staff Sergeant Austin Hoover with the 1st Battalion, 623rd Field Artillery, currently deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. I just wanted to say congratulations to my fiancée, Ashley Stearns. Ashley, I love you, and I'm so proud of you. We've been through so much together, and you finally made it. I miss you, baby. Can't wait to get home to you. Congratulations to the class of 2013, Morgan Spin.
Ashley, on behalf of Austin, Colonel Hudnall would like to present you this bouquet of roses. Catherine Emily Hall, magna cum laude. Miranda Nicole James. Gwendolyn Layton Parker. Joshua Stephen Parrott. Amber Clarissa Reed. Shayla Joanna Reed. Joshua Thomas Price. Kyle Wayne Beeler. Lee Marquise Atkins. Kathleen Rose Pardee. John Jefferson Bentley. Kenneth Leon Logan III. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Christina Elaine Taraba. Brittany Megan Tinsley. James Parker Boggs II, magna cum laude. Kayla Nicole Howard. Melody Natasha Evans. Emily Porter Lanham. Jesse Allison Wyatt, cum laude. Veronica Maria Godsey. Andrea Nicole Poge. Abigail Mary Baldwin, cum laude. Caitlin Rose DeSanto. Courtney Lewis. Kelsey B. Straswell, summa cum laude. Emily Page Handloser, magna cum laude. Jessica Rose Gooden, summa cum laude. Krista Marie Kirilenko, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Music, Todd Daniel Moorhead, magna cum laude. Frank McQueen. Dustin Andrew Spicer, cum laude. Scott Andrew Sams. Shwana Lynn Poor, magna cum laude. Jared Lee Snow. Alethea Latera Abney. Rochelle Cynthia Russell. Jonathan Chase Moore. Randy Allen Toller. Hannah Draper Burnett. Landon Webb Westerfield. Dylan Michael Smallwood. Rebecca Diane Seeger, summa cum laude. Brianna Catherine Breo Serfaretti. Jason Thomas Ferris. George Gaspari Patty. Melissa Sue Foster, magna cum laude. Mara Lee Adamson, summa cum laude. Christopher Ross Hunt. Thomas Alexander Britton, summa cum laude. Kristen Reed Harrod. Brett W. McIntosh. Bachelor of Science, Brenton Clark Willoughby. Thomas Wayne Copes. Thomas James Searcy. Barry Jordan Taylor. Haley E. Wright, magna cum laude. Rebecca Elizabeth Deering. Devin Nicole Simmons, magna cum laude. Nicholas Vito Picarillo. Daniel Nicole Horsley. Darren Scott Flincham. Ashley Nicole Harrison. Gavin Lee Sullivan. Wesley Paul Conrato. Matthew Thomas Brushway. Andrew Scott Woodridge, cum laude. Jeffrey Ryan Burton. Earl Lawrence Nichols. Chelsea Lynn Richardson. Morgan Ashley West, cum laude. Joseph Ross Blankenship. Adam Jordan Callahan. Stephen Brett Hogue, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Pittman, cum laude. Jordan Franksman, magna cum laude. Vanessa Renee McQueen, magna cum laude. Sarah Mae Larson. Caitlin Bell Carter, cum laude. Nancy Beth Canifax. Wesley Dwayne Ingram. Caitlin Nicole Botkin. Nicholas Kyle Nolan. Carrie Lynn Ray. Allison Marie Miller, magna cum laude. Sarah Catherine Pierce. Joseph T. Johnson, cum laude. Samantha Jo Johnson. Jonathan Robert Linville. Jessica Renee Gambrill. Alexandra Paige Whitaker, magna cum laude. Amy Denise Meadows. Monica Lee Bruner. Kayla Brianne Burdine. Ashley Nicole Kraft. Amber Karen Simpson, cum laude. Tiffany Lee Helsick. Andrew Nicholas Walton. Nakisha Lynette Baldwin, magna cum laude. Angela Rochelle DeBoard, magna cum laude. Tiffany Michelle Smith, cum laude. Brittany May Alexander. Devin Ashley Weidman. Sherry Renee Binge. Christina Danielle Belcher. Megan Denise Walston. Bethany Page Rogers. Samantha Meek, magna cum laude. Emily Jean Valentine. Jonathan Patrick Pabst. Stephen Alsbrooks. Emily Claire Mack, cum laude. Ariane Jacqueline Biram, magna cum laude. Nicholas Kyle Martin. Caitlin Elise George. Dana Elizabeth Wesley, magna cum laude. Daniel Robert Huster, summa cum laude. Jason Paul Lundy. Nathaniel Curtis Blackburn. Joshua L. Hampton. Jeffrey Kyle Douglas Howell. Samuel Gideon Smith. Tyler Douglas Barnes, summa cum laude. Jason Scott Hayes, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Bush. Ashley Marie Davis. Amanda G. Renfro. Nathaniel Dole Muncie, cum laude. Erica Lauren Campbell. Sarah Lynn Tillery. Haley Renee Debris, cum laude. Antrielle Chantel Jackson. Kimberly Paige Harris. Hillary Nicole Wolski. Scott Eugene Faust. Brittany Thompson. Daryl Ann Taylor. Rachel Lynn Chandler. Alicia Marie Johnson. Dylan Alexander Frost. Scott Ashby Caudle. Jeffrey Lynn Pooling. Shelley Marie Laras. Ashley Nicole Sharp. Joseph Max Katzman. Brian Patrick Hybers. Travis Gerald Scott, summa cum laude. Erica Elaine Caudle. Anna Caitlin Williams, magna cum laude. Melanie Brooke Stapleton, magna cum laude. Emily Brooke Wireman, cum laude. Sarah Michelle Andrews, magna cum laude. Shane Matthew Richardson, magna cum laude. Destiny Marie McCrae. Caitlin Marie Hyab, magna cum laude. Rebecca M. Lynch, summa cum laude. Agathe Agnes Robert, magna cum laude. Rebecca Ann Williams, cum laude. Brittany Page Fields. Adam Michael Cooper. Kyle Andrew Francis, cum laude. Brianna Lindsay Ebelhair, magna cum laude. Kelsey Bernadette Keener, magna cum laude. Hillary Renee Crosley, summa cum laude. Sarah Renee Lavender. Tess Ariel Angels, cum laude. Sherry K. Gilbert. Terry Lynn Gilbert, magna cum laude. Tracy Renee Keaton. Christina Jean Noel Ashley. Rebecca Marin Hott, cum laude. Stephanie Renee Moore. Heather Lorraine Anzelon. Patricia Ann Napier, cum laude. Justin Kyle Pinson, cum laude. Shara Jade Case, summa cum laude. Brittany Lynn Smith, cum laude. Taylor Corrine Clayton. Elizabeth Nicole Hughes, summa cum laude. Evan T. Lawson, magna cum laude. Brittany Lee Russell. Rachel Caitlin Vance. Margot Page Wilborn. Caton Elizabeth Osmond. Zachary Paul Cahill. Jeffrey Andrew Barbian. Cody Vincent Stevens. Nick Holmes. Christian Matthew Weiler. Adam Ashton Kenyon. James Dylan Stelzner. Kyle Thomas Wood. Clifton Ray Smith. Morgan Elizabeth Richardson. Kara L. Harrison Tucker. Morgan Jane Medley. William Thomas Sutherland. Samantha Mary Joan Hartman. Evelyn Grace Brett, summa cum laude. Jamie Nicole Cook. Keisha Brianna Wagers, summa cum laude. Caitlin Ann Johnson. Mackenzie Jade Feeler. Christina Ashley Holland, magna cum laude. Sarah Brooke Crank, magna cum laude. Angie Nolia Rivera. Colin Joseph Arnold. Cassidy May Arnold. Ashley Chantel Freeman. Whitney Ray Hammonds. Lori B. Sims. Stephanie Brianna Simpson. Jessica Nicole Schmeyers. Jessica Ashton Banks. Megan Lynn Reed. Daniel Patrick Mullins. Wade N. Combs, summa cum laude. Sean Allen Taylor. Robert Wayne McQueen. Corey Walker Abrams, cum laude. Julianne Marie Jacobs, magna cum laude. Madeline Elizabeth Rule, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Social Work, Kelsey Lynn Gilbreth, magna cum laude. Brittany Emma Jewel Philpott, magna cum laude. Caroline Naomi Glass. Jennifer R. Kimsey. Brittany Michelle Woodward, magna cum laude. Mallory Catherine Brazil. Tiffany Nicole Jones. Sarah Elizabeth Bryant. Jessica Lauren Morton. Chelsea Ann Box. Blair Murray Pig. Lindsay Nicole Pence. Angela L. Owen. Timothy D. Shearer, cum laude. Stephanie D. Newell. Amanda May Foley. Danielle Dessa Stansberry. Shantae Renee Ashby. Kauai Rolita Thurman. Evan William DeHammer. Associate of General Studies, Charles Curtis Chapman. College of Business and Technology, Bachelor of Arts, Daniel Bradley Banks. Allie Marie Herthel. Brittany Ann Wagner. Jacob T. Shakat. Nicolette Don Kuntz, cum laude. Sonia Johnson. Taylor E. Pettit. Wesley Ryan Metcalf. Cody Allen Jones. Jordan Lacey Meese. Bachelor of Science, Marty McKenzie Dye. Brian Joseph Thompson. Matthew Denny Douglas Mullins. Taylor W. Rogers, magna cum laude. Spencer McHale Dietring. Dustin B. Ratliff. Jeremy Earl Criddle. Gregory Miles Leach II. Nicholas Paul Johnson, cum laude. Samuel E. Hillard, cum laude. Brannon Joseph Lillard, magna cum laude. William Payton Center. Christopher Wade Redding Jr., cum laude. Samuel Keith Gray. Samuel Gary Suter. Tyler Eric Wrench. Courtney Leanne Cook. Timothy Kevin Yeager, cum laude. Anthony Clay Eason. Stephen Edward Turner. Bachelor of Business Administration, Kyle Thomas Jones. Peyton Gregory Ponzer. Ashley Leanne Wattenbarger, magna cum laude. Tiffany Michelle Mays. Brittany Ann Gibson. College of Education, Bachelor of Arts. Nancy Jane Dalton, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Alicia Michelle Wilson, summa cum laude. Rachel Danae Cassetta, cum laude. Alicia Lee Fowler. Natalie Jane Fultz. Maggie Catherine Payne. Cassandra Jean Brinson, cum laude. Devon Marie Patterson. Christina Marie Ritter, cum laude. Amanda Martin Henson. Ashley Nicole Stock, Natalie Ann Combs, Tabitha Herbst, Kayla Marie Lampkin Dixon, Keith Scott Lampkin, Grant Owen Cantrell, Brandon M. Hare, cum laude, Morgan Page Pelfrey, magna cum laude, Kylie Michelle Meese, magna cum laude, Shara Lotta Chamberlain, cum laude, Meredith Shea Grove, magna cum laude, Shelby Denise Brooks, cum laude, and Belinda Nicole Flannery.
Graduates, the moment for which you have worked so long and hard is now at hand. If you've not done so already, please move your tassels from right to left. Alumni are very important in the life of a university, and we're very fortunate at Eastern to have the loyal support of more than 135,000 graduates. I now introduce Tanya Tarvin Crum, President of our International Alumni Association, and ask her to offer words of greeting to our newest alumni.
Thank you, President Whitlock. This afternoon, graduates, you are joining a very special group of individuals, men and women from all over the world who have brought great honor to this institution by distinguishing themselves in their careers and in their communities, much like President Whitlock, who has honored our institution with his dedication and leadership. In your time here at EKU, I hope that, in addition to your academics, you have learned the importance of service. It is my hope that as you go into your communities and into the workforce, that you will give back with acts of service, and that when you're settled into your career, consider a giving of your time to Eastern Kentucky University. Being a graduate of this institution gives me great pride, and I'm always sharing about the campus beautiful. I hope that you'll find the opportunities to share with others about your experiences here. Now, spring 2013 graduates, would you please stand? By virtue of the degree conferred upon you by the Faculty and Board of Regents of Eastern Kentucky University, I hereby declare you to be members of the Eastern Kentucky University International Alumni Association with all the rights and privileges of membership. Congratulations and welcome. You may be seated.
Once again, let's thank our musicians for this ceremony, Dr. Joyce Wolfe and Dr. Richard Crosby, both of our remarkable music faculty. We also need to recognize our banner bearers, Alexandria Danielle Levant for the Graduate School and Moses T.J. Henderson for the College of Arts and Sciences. Our sign language interpreters for the deaf and hard of hearing are Kiara Beck and Tammy Cantrell. Graduates, I call to your attention the charge to the graduating class, which constitutes the last page in your commencement program. It was written in 1960 by Dr. Robert R. Martin, the sixth president of Eastern, and the first Eastern graduate to serve his alma mater as its president. Now, please indulge me a moment as I speak to my new brothers and sisters. Over the coming months and years, you'll come to know what I and more than 135,000 other EKU graduates have learned. As you collaborate with and compete against graduates from other institutions, including those with brand names, you will realize your Eastern education has not left you shortchanged. Our outstanding faculty takes great pride in educating informed, critical, and creative thinkers who can communicate. Those abilities, combined with your discipline-specific backgrounds, have prepared you for leadership. Remember, this is Eastern Kentucky University, and you can get there from here. Now, for one last time, let us recognize with a hearty round of applause Eastern's newest graduates. Please stand now for the alma mater, led by Drs. Wolf and Crosby, followed by the recessional. As the recessional begins, please remain standing until the platform party has left the arena floor. At that point, all graduates and families are asked to exit the Coliseum as expeditiously as possible in preparation for today's final ceremony. Please be sure to gather all your belongings, as re-entry into the building will not be permitted. Go Colonels, and drive safely.
Hail to thee, our alma mater, faithful guide of youth, holding high amid the darkness, beauty, light, and truth. Still above the skies attend thee, still thy stately columns stand, still thy sons and daughters love thee, sing thy praises o'er the land. All the earth's resplendent beauty, nature gathered here, rolling lawns and trees and grasses on thy hillsides fair. Happy days within thy shadow, friends and comrades we have won. Fill our hearts with exultation for thy work so nobly done. When beloved alma mater memory recalls all the days of youth and laughter in thy great